Hey now, people, it's Sunday now. It's the 26th of June. Tomorrow is my sister Stephanie's birthday. I'll be, I plan to get on here and shout her out tomorrow too, but she's coming up on 70. Amazing. Um, I'm back again. I'm really pleased to hear from you good people. I know that what I'm doing here is in many ways risky. I'm out here talking to the world like I'm talking to a friend sitting next to me because that's the vibration that I want to share and spread, and that's the one that we need. I want to tear down these false divisions that have been inflamed for the purpose of political power. I'm against that. I'm for the family of man. You ever think about how, you ever notice, rather, it's always infuriated me how in the media, in America and most of the Western world, people are not referred to as people. What are we referred to? As consumers, not even as individuals or humans, but as consumers, telling you right out that your worth to the ruling class is what you will pay to them. And it's just completely, things are just really bad in this country. Someone wrote to me on my Facebook page and said, do you ever consider moving? Well, that's just, look at the world. Thanks to climate change, there's nowhere to run. Number one, regarding climate change, okay? Grass ain't greener nowhere. Plus, I've already worked. It's unrealistic with my level of income and this collection to think about moving. This is my home, okay? So I appreciate hearing from you folks, letting me know that we're on the same page, that, yeah, we don't understand the madness and the hate going on. I don't understand at all why the Supreme Court did what it did. I am enraged at how we can't get justice regarding what happened with that last psychopathic guy that conned his way into the presidency. So many other issues, the gun issues, it's just so we just really need to shine our love lights brighter. It is, we all have a stake in this. So to talk a little bit about music, yesterday I was pissed, I'm about another thing. It's like Porcupine Tree has a brand new album out out through Sony, one of the biggest surviving dinosaurs of the record industry, and I can't get a copy in Omaha. How long will I wait? It was out Friday. I really should have been able to get it on Friday. Will I be able to get it on Monday? Do I have to wait all the way till next Friday? That's a complaint about Omaha and the conservative, slow-to-go nature of Nebraska and Omaha. It's not very hip here. There's people here who know stuff, but it's pretty redneck here, people. It is. If you don't live here, you don't know. So anyway, I got the itch, and I looked to see what do I have to trade, because I don't need to be spending more money, even though it's just money. So I went to Grapefruit, and I was happy because the trade was a good one, and I only had to spend $30 out of my pocket. When's the last time that happened buying records? Here's what I got. The reissue of Ian Carr's Belladonna. album. Originally out on Vertigo. This is a Universal group reissue, so they've done it completely like the original. I'm not sure how it had escaped me for so long that Alan Holdsworth plays guitar on this. See, they did it they went the whole 9 yards. Original Vertigo labels and everything. Remastered so it sounds great. And Ian Carr is one of the greats of British jazz. I'll put it like that, British jazz, okay? It's a thing. British jazz is a thing. And this is before Alan Holdsworth really knew what he was doing with his technique. You know, he's widdly-wooing until something happens, until he can say something. So it's interesting to hear that progression in his playing on here. This is a good album. Very good album. Very good album. I got a couple others, but one of them ended up being a repeat that I have to take back that I couldn't tell if I had it or not. A Caetano Veloso album. So I actually... I have to go back and get that. This was in the used. A wah-wah reissue of Pythagoron from the 70s. There's no musicians listed for this. Look it up and see what they say about the album. Some kind of research they were doing on sound waves. I don't think it's bullshit because I found this intriguing. It's very quiet and slowly gathers momentum and pulses. And I found that it was affecting not just me listening to it, but my body. I was feeling things. It's like, ooh, is that the music? And I think so. Pythagoron. I love shit like this. Another quick thing. I found out, as I figured, that I would know who it is that's selling all these cool records to a Grapefruit out of their collection. And it's Kyle. Kyle, the sax player who opened for the David Nance show Friday before last. Kyle used to work at Almost Music, and he's into pre-jazz and stuff. And so he was at the store yesterday, so I asked him about a couple of other records I bought, which I'll show, thinking they were out of his collection, but they're not. But this is. And so I kind of figured, well, somebody, I know the person who's got all these cool records. And yeah, he's downsizing. Sorry about that, people. I'm so sorry. So the other two records I got, I took chances on because, well, the prices were right. Thank goodness. These were under $20. I knew nothing. I still know nothing about them except they have Bandcamp sites. Pardon these goofy glasses. But the covers intrigued me. I looked at it and I said, I'll probably like this. And I do. This is Gasp. Seth Graham. The cover caught my interest, Neo-Dali-esque. And the back as well, with the colors. I like this. It's nothing groundbreaking. It's like, it's samplodelic is what I call stuff like this, where you hear a lot of things happening, moving quickly, juxtapositions, a bit of horn, then a bit of field sounds. I love it. It just keeps moving. And it was over before I knew it. I didn't check to see how long or short this was, but it was very engaging, the entire listen. Seth Graham, Gasp. A happy discovery. And like I said, the cover was drawn, and the label, I don't know this label, Orange Milk, because the other record is on the same label, not the same artist, but it's the Orange Milk label, Another interesting, intriguing, artful cover. I knew nothing about the artist. Well, actually, this one I had heard of. Koeosaeme, however you say that. Koeosaeme is how it sounds to me. I had seen this person's work on video. Some cool video he did. This is Obanikeshi. That's the name of this one. I like this even better than the Seth Graham. This person is, I can hear that he is manipulating his machines on most of these in real time. Samplers, keyboards, probably one of those devices, I forget which, Chaos Pad, where you can manipulate the signal with your finger and on a graph. Really like this. I love stuff like this. Which will also bring me to make another comment regarding some recent comments from folks. Every now and then I have people who will make comments as though they think I'm supposed to be listening to something that I'm not. And two of them happened recently. One was one regarding the Beyonce, I should be listening to Beyonce instead of Tangerine Dream. And then someone else brought up another kind of a soul title, saying that would brighten my mood. I know that music and I'm not drawn to it. It's part of my DNA. I hear it in the ether here in my neighborhood because of my cousin neighbor and the way it is in my neighborhood. People play the music outside loud. So I'm hearing R&B and blues all the time. My taste is a reaction to it. I have deep love for the music and the people, but the space that I want to live in my head and in my house, stuff like this is where I go. Not to the radio, not to the stuff that everybody else is listening to. And part of that has to do with my attitude about, I just want to raise the bar. I would like to see the bar raised in general on humanity. It's why I don't want to listen to the blues. I don't want to have the blues. The blues were put upon me historically. If I had a choice, I would not have embraced the blues because I wouldn't have this history of being beaten down and treated less than human and all that shit, okay? So that's part of what also is going on with me and my stance with music. I'm a planetary citizen. I can listen to anything I want to. I am aware of my ethnicity. I am African. I don't know what tribe, but I'm also Irish and Choctaw Indian. You can't see it, but I am. So this is me. All this music is mine. Raise your game up and get with me, okay? Two more things. Sun Signature by Elizabeth Fraser, which I told you about. This ought to be being talked about in the music news. This is a breath of fresh air. I just need this so bad. This is so beautiful and wonderful. And the marriage of her voice with Steve Hackett's guitar is a dream come true. Really, who thought? What a perfect marriage. Last thing before I go, I recently did a podcast with some young men who I really don't know. And it's up online now. I'll leave the link. Watch it. It's cool because you see another side of me. It's me, but because I'm talking to these younger dudes and their perspective and what they're wanting to know is like, if I were conducting an interview, I'd ask different questions. So it was really refreshing and a lot of fun. Actually, really enjoyed their company. So I'll put the link below the video as well as the list of what I just showed. Check out the podcast, okay? And once again, if you can maturely explain to me why you let me keep going. So, check this out. And I don't know if Kyle would like me sharing this, but I'm going to share it because I think it's helpful. So Kyle, who I've been buying these records from, a while back, we were friends on Facebook. I don't know him that well, but this was a while back. But he started to say some snarky things that were uncalled for. They weren't insults. It was just like really juvenile, like, what was it? Boomer. You know, something about Boomer, how that was kind of a joke for a while. And I just didn't appreciate it because it was like, not insulting, but it's like, I'm not for this. I don't have this kind of relationship with you. Stop it. And he did it again on some kind of comment, something Boomer or whatever it was. And so I said, this is bullshit. This is juvenile. So I deleted him. Okay? So since that happened, I ran into him at the Roscoe Mitchell concert. And it was good to see him, and he's with my friend Brad. Afterwards, he messaged me to say he was, touched by how kind I was. And I just told him, well, man, I knew that, what you were doing, I don't know you, but I knew that what you were doing was juvenile and childish and bullshit. And there was no reason for you to be directing at me. And I could also tell that you're a better person than that on the inside. His response to me was, well, I'm glad that you could see it when I couldn't. And I told him, we can all grow. So that's another one where what I'm talking about, I know what I'm talking about. A lot of trolling, negative behavior is coming from an unwell, unhealthy, immature place. And so that's why when I take the time in these videos to address it, I'm trying to do something positive here and help these people to kind of wake up to themselves. If you can think of a decent reason why you should troll anyone for any reason, I'd like to know it because I can't see it. It's bad behavior. Another thing through the conversations is that someone brought up that good communication is good if it's not propaganda. My God, I don't even know what See, you have to know what words mean. Propaganda is not good communication. It's manipulation. There's no correlation between positive, honest, supportive, uplifting communication. Propaganda is, I want something and this is how I'm going to get it. By telling you what I want to tell you, the way I want to tell you to get you to respond the way I want to respond. That's a lot about what propaganda is about. So good communication is not propaganda. It's about trying to clear the air. And the last thing that we have right now in America in particular is clarity between people and in the media. And so I'm just going to talk about it as much as I want to because it personally affects me. And you all keep sharing your thoughts. Share your thoughts. We need to build a world community that is loving and cares about one another. That's on us, people. We can do it.